Bonjour.
Bonjour. Bonjour.
Good morning,
Bonjour et bravo.
and congratulations.
No bravos before seeing the film.
Bravo. Merci.
You seen it?
Yeah.
Lousy.
Alors, je vais commencer par présenter
I'll begin by
qui est là.
introducing
Alors,
the
Alma
people
Pöysti, que
here.
vous avez vu, qui est
Alma
absolument
Pöysti,
adorable,
who's
qui est,
very
raconte au
lovable
possible dans le film, qui
in
tombe
the film,
amoureuse
and she
du
falls
monsieur
in
qui est
love
à côté
with
de
the
moi.
gentleman next to
Voilà, et
me.
on peut la comprendre, on peut
And one
comprendre
can
qu'ils
readily
s'aiment.
understand
Le monsieur, c'est
why.
Jussi Vatanen.
This gentleman is
J'espère que je
Jussi
n'écorche pas leur nom
Vatanen.
l'un et
I
l'autre,
hope
mais
I
ils sont épatants
haven't
tous les deux
mispronounced
dans le
their
film de
names.
monsieur
And they are
Aki
both starring
Kaurismaki,
in
qui est
this
là
film
au
by
milieu.
Aki Kaurismaki, who's sitting here in the middle.
Excuse me.
I was saying very nice things about you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alors, je vais poser la première
I'll ask
question.
the first
Excuse
question.
him, he's very shy. Not in front of camera, but otherwise.
Je vais poser la première question. J'aimerais savoir, et ça c'est pour vous trois,
I'd like to know, and this
est-ce
is
que
a
vous
question
pensez
to the
tous
three
que
of
la
you,
guerre
do you
favorise
all
les
think
histoires
that
d'amour, que la menace
war
de la guerre favorise les
fosters
histoires d'amour?
love stories, the threat of war?
Haluaisin kysyä teiltä kaikilta kolmelta, että onko tämä sota tehnyt sen, että tällaisia rakkaustarinoita syntyy ehkä enemmän?
Puhunette Ukrainan sodasta vai? Venäjän epäoikeudenmukaisesta hyökkäystä Ukrainan kohtaan vai?
Est-ce que vous parlez de la
Are
guerre,
you
justement,
talking
cette
about
attaque complètement
the
injustifiée de la
war,
Russie
this
contre l'Ukraine?
unjustifiable attack by Russia on Ukraine? Yes,
Ehdottomasti,
absolutely.
koska niin kuin tekin puhutte tässä elokuvassa.
Väistämättä.
Inévitablement, on parle de ça.
Yes, it's inevitable to talk about
Sitä ei
that.
voi jättää huomioimatta ja elokuva on tavallaan ikuinen.
Et on peut pas
And
passer à côté.
one
Et
cannot
aussi, le
fail to
cinéma,
refer
le
to it.
film dure éternellement.
Films last
Sikäli,
forever.
mikäli teillä on ketään katsomassa niitä myöhemmin.
S'il y a encore du monde qui vont regarder les films plus
People
tard.
will continue to watch
Periaatteessa
films
säilyy
probably in the future.
jonkin aikaa.
En principe,
And
les films
in
vont quand même
principle,
résister pendant au moins quelques
Films
temps.
Mutta mitä
will
se on
continue
ikuisuuden
to
hinta?
survive.
Mais qu'est-ce que ça veut dire
But what
si on compare avec
does that
l'éternité?
mean if you compare with the sense of eternal? I believe that we need love more than ever before. We need love to warm our hearts, so I agree. It's the most important subject today.
Jussi.
Well, of course, during these terrible times, it's important to remember that there is beauty and love in the world also. So, in that sense, this is extraordinary important movie.
Merci. Je vais ouvrir évidemment les questions
Well,
à la
thank you.
salle. Je
Then
crois que c'est vous qui
I'll
commencez.
open up questions to the room. You can begin.
Good morning, I'm Julia Dickmans for Universal Cinema. Thank you so much for your movie. It was great to laugh with so many people about the paradoxes of life. And since COVID, it hadn't happened so much. So thank you very much. I want to ask something about the aesthetic of Kaurismaki, but also of this movie. So please feel free to answer. I wonder, this modest beauty, what does it represent? When I was growing up and watching your movies, I thought I want to go and live in Finland because I thought everywhere in Finland would be like this. And then friends told me, no, it's not like this. So
You're in right mind, don't go to Finland.
So I was wondering, this furniture.
As a tourist, 2 nights maximum.
You've seen the best parts in the movie yesterday.
It's not so romantic there.
So you try to escape reality with the romanticism.
Yeah, this is the most realistic film I ever made since the last one.
Oh, hi, it's Rodrigo Fonseca from Brazil, from Estado de São Paulo. 2 questions to Mr. Kaurismaki. The first one, I think the film gives us a taste of the importance of Chaplin to the story of cinema. There's a beyond the name of the dog, there are a lot of references. I would like to hear you about the impact of Chaplin upon you, if you still rewatch his films. And a second question, if possible, when they go to the movies, if I'm not wrong, there is a poster of Brief Encounter, the David Lean film. If you could say something about the choice of this amazing film. Thank you very much.
So you noticed. Now I put the poster of Briefing Encounter because that was my reference. That how small story, love story you can do that it stands up. And I went, they hardly ever meet in the film, except the last picture. Otherwise they are driven over by train or something, or missing their mind or something. And in my opinion, they should never meet. But Chaplin is still the best ever. He created Hollywood in good and bad, but he also created cinema as it is today or tonight. And I like very much Ozu, Buñuel, Marcel Carné, and this and that, but Chaplin is still the best because he kept it simple.
Good morning, Teresa Corseiro from German television, ZDF Dreisat. I want to say something to translator, because for us TV people, it's hard if he says one sentence and you translate one sentence and then he says the next. We can't edit, so it would be nice if you could let him speak in a row and then translate. Okay, just technically speaking. So and now I have a question to
my actors can speak any language, just ask them.
Yeah. Aki,
what a problem.
I loved very much to see your film. It had, as always, a very melancholic and sad tone, but I had the feeling that this time it was even more. It had the feeling of a farewell film, so I would like to know if you feel so, and if you have some future project in mind for us.
I've written 25% in my head of the slapstick tragedy, which I'll do next after 2 years if I live. With those guys. Accidentally, but I promised, so I can't change actors anymore. Of course, I like to change.
Hi, Veli-Pekka Lehtonen, Finland, Helsingin Sanomat. I have a question to Mr. Aki Kaurismaki. Film is, of course, a love story, but there is also another strong theme, alcoholism. I was wondering, would you like to share us, why did you choose this theme in this film?
I chose it because it's so unfamiliar to me.
A journalist from Ukraine, from Radio Liberty, and thank you for your film and thank you for reminding about the war in Ukraine. And my question actually about these radio messages which we continuously listen at broadcasting about Russian aggression in Ukraine. So why from your point of view, why did you put it on the background? And also I had a feeling of that the heroes, they had some like fatigue from this war, and at the same time when I was on the screening, I've heard the people that when it was third time about Ukraine, they were like, oh, again Ukraine. So what do you think? Is there some fatigue in Europe about this, and maybe you wanted to point out this? So this is my question. Thank you.
Unfortunately, Europe doesn't exist. In a philosophical way. I couldn't have done any film during the war without commenting it somehow. So I comment with radio. And this love story is because I couldn't do anything else. I had to comment it. But I thought this bloody world needs some love stories now. But it doesn't matter what we do in Finland. Slava Ukraini.
I have two questions. One is for the actors. You belong so well in the world of Mr. Kaurismaki, and I wanted to ask you, how did you prepare for the role, and did you recognize yourselves, parts of yourselves? Because sometimes his movies, they seem like a portrait of the Finnish soul, like for outsiders. And I have one question as well for Mr. Kaurismaki. There is a lot of solitude and sadness in your movie, but there is no desperation, which for me means that you protect your characters and you love them. And I just wanted to ask, how do you keep your love for humanity? Thank you.
I answer the second question first. There's desperation, lots of desperation, but behind the camera. Now you answer.
As a preparation, we mainly talked about cultivation of asparagus. And white asparagus. And we had terrible arguments about green asparagus or white asparagus. And Aki here he's a friend of green asparagus more. But our producer Mark has dedicated his life to white asparagus.
Mark is the production manager.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's good to know now.
Doesn't matter. He made the salary negotiations because he's much closer than I would ever be in my dreams.
Yes, and now we're confused because
That's
we
why
just heard
how you got paid.
we heard that there is also this violet asparagus here in Cannes. So now we're very confused in our arguments. About
early May is the best time for asparagus.
Yes. So we learned a couple of things about acting in Aki's movies. One is don't look into the camera lens, don't rehearse, and know your lines, but don't read the script too much. And then that's it. And it's done in one take, mostly, if we don't screw up. And that's kind of the beauty of this. So it has been a learning journey of old school cinematography, I guess. And asparagus.
Yeah, at least we learned about asparagus, the white one. But there were 2 takes of one picture.
Hi, my name is Lena Basi, Hollywood Foreign Press from Ukraine. Thank you very much for your movie. It's a very important movie. Thank you for print and this terrible tragedy into the history of cinematography. But I would like to talk about symbolism in your movie. So there is a lot of, starting with the title and yellow and blue buildings and dresses and everything. But I'm just wondering, it's a kind of comedian question. Do you think it's like, do you compare a man in the karaoke as as the birds who are singing to attract a female?
I didn't quite understand the question, but the birds are still singing. I'm not. But I found out in late 80s that if I put a news clip of Tiananmen in China in the movie, it will stay forever because Tiananmen is mostly forgotten. And also for this reason I wanted to put this bloody war in the film, because maybe somebody will see it later and understand how cruel and stupid it is. The rest of the question I didn't understand.
Hello, Lomax Cinema. And thank you very much for your film. It was really great to see it yesterday. I just have a simple question about the scene that two protagonists go to the movie theater and watch a Jim Jarmusch movie about zombies. And there are two other people who compares it with Bresson and Godard. Are they film critics? And what does Jim Jarmusch himself think about it? Thank you.
Well, they are not film critics, they are my neighbors. And Jim was there yesterday. He was almost crying, which is rare for him. I always hire people who can drive me to the set.
Hello, I'm Anna-Stina Heikkilä from the Finnish Broadcasting Company, Suomen Yleisradiosta. I will ask a question in Finnish, if it's possible. Kuolleissa lehdissä, kuten muissakin töissäsi, on vahva solidaarinen ja humaani sanoma, mutta samaan aikaan arvot Euroopassa ja Suomessa tuntuvat näin kriisiaikoina kovenevan. Mitä ajattelet tästä ohjaajana?
Ohjaajana en ajattele mitään, mutta ihmisenä ajattelen, että eipäs meillä mene kovin hyvin. Näyttää päivä päivältä huonommalla kaikkialla, mutta epätoivoinen syytä, koska se meni jo.
Il y a un aspect, la question, c'était qu'il y a un aspect de solidarité. Est-ce que je peux avoir, parce que là, comme il y avait la question et la réponse, alors peut-être vous pourrez même la poser en anglais. Hein?
So maybe you could put your question again in English.
La question.
The question.
Ah oui, Anna-Stina. Oui.
Oui, so in English. Oui. Your films are filled with empathy and a deep sense of humanity, but considering the current political climate in Finland and in Europe, do you think that empathy and humanity are becoming an endangered species, so to speak?
This sounds flat, but humanity is everything we have left, and there's not too much left of that. So, adios, amigos.
Hello, Mr. Kaurismaki. This is Zilu. I noticed there is some global elements in your film. For example, there is California pub, there is a Buenos Aires cafe. Maybe it's coincidence, but I can't help but notice that. So it's your music choice. So I'm always amazed by the music in your movie. Could you share with us, in this specific movie, how does it come across your mind? How do you make that choice? Thank you very much.
I used the music which I had in my record shell. I tried third time to use Screaming Jay Hawkins, but I couldn't afford it. So I used Olavi Virta tango, not tango, foxtrot. And I always try, and then I negotiate, and the Yankees are so bloody greedy that I can never use the music I like to use. And the Yankees don't know how many pennies they lost. I like myself. I use the music which I like myself because what else?
Yes, Veli-Pekka Lehtonen from Helsingin Sanomat again. I would like to continue with the political questions. The Russian aggression is mentioned here, and it was also mentioned in the film. And the same aggression forced Finland to join NATO last month. And previously, this is the question for Aki Kaurismäki. You have opposed the membership, and you have even said that you will burn your passport if Finland will join NATO. How you see Finnish NATO membership now?
Finland is a democracy, different than the neighbor. It's a democracy. If 75% people say that they want to go to NATO or security, who am I to say? If there would have been a vote, I would have voted no. Because independence is our only defense, and only defense we have is our stubbornness.
Bonjour, Gérard Chargé, Cinézoom.
Gérard Chargé, Cinézoom. I have a question. You talked about the numerous themes in your film, including alcohol. I would like to know what your relationship with alcohol is.
Jussi, préparer ce personnage.
And Jussi, how did you prepare your character?
Excuse me?
Mikä on suhde alkoholiin henkilökohtaisesti?
Ei ollut siis se kysymys. Ota Jussia. Ota Jussia, sen ylnätä.
You asked from the actor or the role?
Both.
Well, as the role, I would say it's autobiographical. I stopped years ago. Until
drinking?
tomorrow.
You stopped drinking?
Yeah, years ago.
Well, I have to say that I didn't think too much about the alcoholic part of that character. I was mainly concentrating to my lovely co-actor Alma, and it was so nice to find some, I would say, like a special connection with her, and with help of Aki, we sort of, well, we talk about during the shooting that this is a romantic comedy, and
where's the comedy?
and I think that those elements are vital to find that there is love and there is comedy. Thank you.
And I'd like to know, how is Aki as a director? How does he work with you?
I can answer for that. Lousy.
Please do. So how are you as a director?
I'm always around. And no eyebrow will move without my order.
No, it's true. He's very exact and clear and knows exactly what he wants and how to get it.
Well, that's I think it's only great.
Yeah.
It's nice that there's somebody who has a clear vision what he wants. So
I didn't. At least you get paid.
Then you act well because we believed it.
Somebody should.
And can you tell us about the dog in the film? Because there are very often dogs in your film, so can you tell us about that? Okay.
She's my dog. She's my dog from a street dog from Braga, Portugal. She was alone 1.5 years on the road, and she never seen a big city, except when she came with 20 lambs and 20 people in a small flat. She acted like an angel. I think she deserves palm dog.
Yes, Veli-Pekka Lehtonen, Helsingin Sanomat again. I would like to ask about the script. How did you create it this time? Usually you have been writing them rather fast. Was it the same this time?
That I wrote fast. What was the question? Did I write fast or not?
Yeah, do you...
Exactly 30 hours.
Really?
Really.
And the idea came from where?
Subconscious.
Okay.
Of course, I have been running around this idea of this melancholy, and then came the war, and then came this, and then I had exactly 5 days to write the screenplay. I just tried to write something, and then my fingers went with my subconscious. I was an outsider. And it's a lousy script, by the way.
Yeah, I'm curious. You know, in the press book, you said that your movies are lousy, your scripts are lousy. Do you?
Lousy.
Of course, yeah. Do you rewatch your film again? And what do you think about them when you watch them again?
I never do.
Really? Why not?
When I was a youngster, about 40 years ago, Buñuel said once that he hadn't seen Large Door in 30 years. And I thought, this man is lying. Of course, he watches it every day. But then I learned you don't really want to see the old stuff at all. And I have absolutely no interest because it's so much concentration when you do it. You don't want to see them because you only see the mistakes.
But your movie is also a tribute to cinema and your love of cinema. So do you rewatch other people's film?
Why did they buy the ticket? That's a big mistake. I do films as everybody for audience. Absolutely. But I work 1 year at my best. And I try to offer the best I can give, but after that, my responsibility is gone.
And to the three of you, how important it is for a movie like this and for you to be in Cannes?
Well,
you.
First. I've never been to Cannes, and I'm deeply humbled and honored to be here with this moderate pearl of a movie, sir. Yeah, it's been an experience of a lifetime, I have to say. So yes, I'm very grateful.
Yeah, it's great to be here, and the screening yesterday it was how would I put it? It was
quite decent.
Quite decent, yes, and it's otherwise it's great to hang out with Aki because we see each other so seldom, so it's been nice.
Aki, it's not your first time, so how is it nowadays?
It was different in '87 or '86, I don't remember. It was less BMW and Audi, and less American warfare. So I love Cannes as it is now, if you understand irony.
Is he always like that on the set, so funny? Or is it hard work?
It's hard work, and it's very, very funny. We had great times and a wonderful atmosphere. Yes.
You agree on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Aki?
I still have the same crew I had in '83.
That's wonderful.
So we don't have to talk, we whistle.
So this is the fourth opus of episode of of your stories.
That's a great disappointment for me that this is the fourth part of a trilogy. Trilogy can't have 4 parts. It's absolutely impossible. Trilogy is trilogy, it means 3. And I said, I wrote that, okay, this is the fourth long-thought missed part, fourth part of the trilogy. I thought it was a joke, but I found out it was not a joke. because people don't even know what is 1, 2, 3. That's Billy Wilder's film.
So we talk about the poster of the films and about Chaplin, about Godard, about Bresson. Are they still very present in your mind, all these directors?
No, today we shot the scene outside of cinema. Godard died, so I wanted to do an homage.
You knew him?
Never met. I knew his films.
Oh, and you think it's better than to know people's film than themselves?
In Godard's case, yes. Well, he didn't want to know me either.
So could you tell us a little about your characters, guys? Who are they? What are they doing? And how Aki described them to you when you first started to work with them?
They wouldn't know.
No, we read the script. Everything was crystal clear, and there was not much to add or discuss about, actually, because it was all there. I think the name of Ansa, which means also trap in English, what was the word in French?
Piège.
Piège en français. This is quite interesting, that the woman she's a trap. But yeah, it's about also lonely people meeting later in life and having some disappointments in their baggage, and it takes a lot of courage to risk falling in love the older you get, and this was something to hang on to. And then Ansa is a hard worker, and this is in her spine. She's very proud of this, even if she's low paid and gets fired a lot or loses her job, she still finds pride in working. And I think this is also one strong leg that she stands on.
Yeah, I think the main point in my character is that nobody knows his first name. I don't know, do you, Aki, know his first name?
I never wrote it.
So here you go.
What do you want?
Can we decide it here?
Heikki.
Heikki Holappa. All right.
I don't care. Everybody's called.
That.
What is sentimental for me in the movie is that even the best friend, only friend, don't know his first name.
That's true. Well,
best and only.
Yeah. Well, I guess it in a way tells that Holappa is some sort of a lone wolf. He likes solitude. He and his thoughts.
Which thoughts?
Well,
I would
what
say
he reads from the
lonely
cartoons.
Fox, I would say.
Lonely fox.
Well, I'm wandering under the wandering stars, so you decide.
The fox needs a trap, then.
Oh, boy.
You pick your name, that doesn't matter.
Hello? Mr. Kaurismaki, again from Brazil, Rodrigo. Just to check something, if I'm not wrong...
Então falamos português.
Okay, podemos falar português. There is a quick appearance of Sherwan Haji, the actor who plays Khaled in your previous film, The Other Side of Hope. I just would like to check if it's possible for we to wait for a sequence of this character that was amazing. Do you think of bringing the character again for a future film? Is this a homage to the character itself, the Khaled character?
It's an homage for the characters, plus the people, plus the memories. Older I get, I like to have more and more old actors which I worked with, and plus I want to work with actors I never worked with because they're good.
Eh bien, c'était la dernière question.
Well, that
Merci
was the last
beaucoup.
question.
Merci
Thank you very
à nos
much.
amis.
And thank you
Et
to
bravo.
our friends.